Hello and welcome back to Beckler Guitars and Repair, and today we've got a really cool guitar on the channel. This is a 2024 Gibson Les Paul Standard Faded. So if you're not familiar with the Les Paul Faded series, these were introduced to start in around 2002, 2004. They started with the Les Paul Specials and the Les Paul Studios, and people quickly realized that this finish, which they use no pore filler, they use like a hand rubbed thin nitro finish, and there's less sanding and curing and buffing, so they can really offer these for a lot less money. And people started realizing how, you know, acoustically loud they are, how resonant they are, and just how responsive they are. In 2005 they started doing this to the standard models, and these guitars have a cult following. So between like 2005 and 2009 you could get these faded standards. In between 2005 and 2006 they had the 9-hole weight relief, and then 2006, 2008, they had chambered. So the earlier models, the 2005, 2006 with the 9-hole, are super collectible, and people are paying a lot of money for those older faded series. And Gibson in 2022 relaunched the faded series, so they're still making them to this day. They have them in 50s and 60s versions. So yeah, these are the satin finish instead of the gloss, and it's a very thin hand rubbed nitro. So you get that really good sound out of these guitars. And they relic really nicely too, because the finish is so thin that it starts to check sooner. You can relic these a lot more rapidly just through, you know, normal everyday use. And like I said before, these guitars are available in Canada for about like $1,000 less than the gloss versions. A ton of people swear by these guitars. They say they sound better than the high gloss versions because of that thinner finish. So today we're just going to go through this guitar, compare it to a high gloss Les Paul custom shop that I have, and then we'll just take it apart, have a look at the parts and specs, and then give it a playing demo and see how it sounds. All right, let's go ahead. All right, first off, I'm just using my lapel mic. Let's compare this to my R8 just acoustically to see how it sounds. I wish I just had a normal Les Paul Standard for this test. So I'm using an R8, which also has a pretty thin finish. With the new custom shop specs that they're putting out. But we can hear, I'm just going to play this one and then I'll do them again back to back. To me, they sounded comparably loud. I think the Faded won just a little bit in terms of how loud it was, and they're both very, very resonant. But again, the R8 is using that really thin nitro finish as well. Not quite as thin as this. The custom shop finish is a little bit different than you're going to get on the standard models. And again, that R8 is my #1 guitar and my favorite Les Paul, and this is, you know, $1,000 cheaper than just a normal standard model. So yeah, it comes in this really nice case. These are made in Canada. I really like the latches that they're using now. They're just a lot beefier. They feel good. And yeah, the case is nice and plush. You've got that additional support here as a built up, and a lot of neck support as well. And then this one comes, I think this is the last year that had the baby photos, but it comes with a cloth, a tool, the pick guard that has never been installed, a strap, and that baby photo there. So I think they're giving a lot less in terms of extras with the guitars now. And I think I got lucky with the top on this specific one. It's really nice. It's just got a lot of that a wide flame on there, and it's all over the guitar. It's pretty heavily figured, and there's a lot of movement when you move around. It's a really nice top, and this is a honey burst finish, they call it. Another cool thing you can do with these faded series is that if you give them a buff, you can actually buff them up into like a semi-gloss, and that will make the flame pop even more. But again, you can just see there's tons of flame on this guitar. This has the Burstbucker 1 and 2 pickups, and it's got the Nashville style bridge, and it's got the thumb bleeders on the knobs here. These are the gold top hats. And these models actually have no weight relief at all. So in 2005 to 2006, these had 9-hole, and then from 2006 to 2009, they were chambered. And these new versions are actually not weight relieved at all. So similar to like a custom shop guitar, there's no weight relief. And this one doesn't feel too heavy either. So we'll see when we get on the bench. It's got a nice rosewood fingerboard with the acrylic trapezoid inlays. It's got a Corian nut with, these actually come with 2 different truss rod covers. One is just blank and the other is just standard. So I like the blank one a little bit better. And then the mother of pearl Gibson inlay on the headstock. Quick look at the back. This is a brown back. Looks like it's a 2-piece body. I can see the seam line running right in the middle. And a nice grain on the mahogany. And this one has the 50s neck, so a little bit chunkier. You can see where the neck is worn a little bit. This guitar is in excellent condition, but even just slight playing, you can see the finish wearing away there. It's a little bit lighter than the rest. So that's just to show how thin this finish is. And then it has the Gibson style, vintage style tuners, and then we can see from our serial number, it's a 2024. All right, let's go ahead and get on the bench and get some specs. So I'm not really sure how heavy most of these are, but this one is a great weight. It's like 8.5 pounds, just over 8.5 pounds. And again, no weight relief on this. So there's no 9-hole, no chambering. It's just a solid chunk of mahogany. So that's a great weight. So the uncovered Burstbucker 2 in the bridge is reading an 8.6, and the Burstbucker 1 is reading a 7.59. And in the middle, 3.91. All right, let's just have a look at some of the hardware. We've got a super lightweight tailpiece, advanced plating, it says on the bottom. As far as, ooh, it's an ABR1. So yeah, we actually get a Gibson ABR1 bridge, which is nice. Usually you find these on the custom shop models, but it's mounted in like the Nashville style where it just goes into receivers on the body. And here's a little better look at the gold knobs with the thumb bleeders, which is kind of a nice 50s touch. Look at the pickups. Got a Burstbucker 2 in the bridge, dated to 2024. Lots of lead length there, and the route looks nice and clean. Super nice thick maple cap there, and yeah, clean route. There's a little bit of fuzzies at the bottom. So Les Paul Standard, and then S or a 5, I think, or Faded. F is for Faded. The neck pickup is the Burstbucker 1, also dated to 2024, and the neck cavity, or pickup cavity, looks nice and clean as well, and it just says FH. And here's a look at the wiring. So yeah, all original. You can see the Gibson branded pots with the plate on the bottom and the nice large orange drop capacitors. The route looks nice, and then the control switch, original, and the route looks nice as well. And the rosewood board and the frets look really nice, really good condition. There's no wear really or any divots. I'm just going to give them a quick polish and hydrate the fretboard a little bit. And the truss rod's in good shape with no thread showing, so lots of room for adjustability. I'm going to go ahead and put this thing back together, set it up, and then we can check the setup. And let's just have a quick look at the condition. Again, this thing just has crazy amounts of flame, and it's a very active top. Really nice honey burst finish, and you can see in the light, there's no scratches or dings anywhere. This guitar is in really nice shape. So the fingerboard is oiled now, and I just polished up the frets a little bit, and there's no fret wear at all. Headstock's in good shape, no scratches or dings anywhere there. And nothing on the back or sides. And Yeah, even in the light you can't see any impressions or marks anywhere. And these, this is a thin finish, so it will show any mark quite easily. The only wear I can see is just a little bit of wear here on the neck where somebody has been playing a lot, and that just kind of wore through the finish a bit, so it's a little bit lighter. But the neck feels great. The satin finished necks feel really good, and the back of the headstock, no scratches or dings anywhere. So really, really excellent condition. I did manage to get quite a nice setup on this guitar. So I like my action quite low because I really use a thin pick. If I'm using a thicker pick, I'll beef up the action a little bit, but this is my pick that I use. It's a 0.38 nylon, so a lot thinner than what a lot of people usually use. And then so I can have my action lower because I'm not hitting those strings as hard, and I don't need the room for the strings to vibrate as much. But if I am using a bigger pick, I will increase the action. But right now, sitting at the 12th fret of the low E, it's just above a 1 millimeter, and at the high E, just below a 1 millimeter. So very nice low action. The truss rod is set nice and tight, and there's not a lot of relief in the neck. You can see here on the 3rd fret, when I use the 3rd fret, the string is nearly touching that 1st fret. So we've got a nice straight, tight truss rod neck, and nice low action in the cowboy cord area, and we've got a really well cut nut here. Let's go through the neck quickly to show there's no buzzing or fretting out anywhere. So yeah, very nice low action, no fretting or buzzing anywhere. Really nice frets, really nice fret work done on this guitar. Sits on a strap, great. There's no neck dive whatsoever. Again, just over 8.5 pounds, great weight. And this is a 50 style, so the neck is a little bit chunkier, which I really like. Feels really good, nice rounded C. And here's how it sounds acoustically again. So very loud, and it sustains for a really long time. And getting a lot of vibration throughout the guitar. I can feel it in the body and in my chest and in the headstock, and it's all vibrating quite uniformly. And it rings out for a very long time. The width at the nut is a 1.69 inches or a 43.13 millimeters. And at the 12th fret, that's a 2.07 inches or a 52.58 millimeters. Neck depth at the 1st fret is 0.877 inches or a 22.27 millimeters. And at the 12th fret, that is a 0.96 inches or a 24.57 millimeters. And here's the neck profile, just a nice rounded chunky C neck, and it stays quite rounded all the way to the 12th fret. I'm going to be using my Fryette PS2 attenuator on my Dr. Z prescription extra strength, and then I'll be using a Maxon OD 808 for a little bit of dirt, and then the Plexitone Collar Martin for a little bit more distortion. Sounds great, clean, nice and chimey and open sounding, no mud, very clear, articulate. Let's go ahead and try it out with a little bit of dirt. Final thoughts on the 2024 Les Paul Standard Faded in Honeyburst. Les Pauls are my favorite style of guitar, and this is a really great one. It's got great weight, a great neck, nice 50s neck, which I prefer. The satin finish feels great on the neck. This one has a particularly nice flame to it. Just look at it, the movement and that wide flame all over. The fretwork's great, it bends and plays super low with no issues at all. This one stayed in tune great, and it sounded really, really good. I really like the pickups. The Burstbucker 1 and 2s uncovered in this guitar sound really, really nice. The guitar is super resonant and lively and acoustically loud. And for $1,000 less than the gloss versions, I think the standard Les Pauls are an amazing value for money. And this one in particular was really, really great. And they even come with a hard shell case. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you for tuning in to Beckler Guitars and Repair. I'll have more for you really soon. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this guitar yet. Again, I just have way too many high-end Les Pauls, so it might be going up for sale. If you're interested in this, check out the Reverb page if it's there. And if you find one of these in the wild, I would definitely recommend checking it out because they're great.